Good morning. I'm here to give you an update on the FBI's investigation of Secretary Clinton. What I want to do is tell you what we're recommending. But first, let me tell you what we found. 110 emails in 52 email chains have been determined to contain classified information.
What difference at this point does it make?
8 of those chains are top secret, 36 of those chains secret, and 8 contain confidential information.
What difference at this point does it make?
Everything I did was admitted. There was no law, no regulation.
Secretary Clinton should have known that an unclassified system was no place for that conversation.
I did not email any classified material to anyone on my email.
None of these emails should have been on any kind of classified system, not even Gmail.
But first of all, nothing was marked classified.
To the contrary,
Nothing was marked classified.
there is evidence of
Nothing was
tremendous
marked classified.
Now let me tell you what we found.
Oh my God.
110 emails.
It was not the best choice.
52 email chains
It was the mistake.
have been determined to contain classified information.
What difference at this point does it make?
8 of those chains are top
It wasn't
secret.
the best choice.
36 of those chains
I said it was a mistake.
and 8 contain confidential information.
What difference at this point does it make?
With respect to our recommendation, this is going to be an unusual statement in at least a couple of ways. Although there is evidence, our judgment is that no reasonable prosecutor would bring such a case. I know there will be intense public debate. I know there will be intense public debate. I know there will be intense public debate. What difference at this point does it make? 110 emails.
It wasn't the best choice.
52 email chains
I made a mistake.
have been determined to contain classified information.
What difference at this point does it make?
8 of those chains are top
was not a
secret.
good choice.
36 of those chains
I said it was a mistake.
and 8 contain confidential information.
What difference at
Honey, someone's going to the house. Someone's going to the house. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
Oh, you call the pops. I'm gonna call the pops.
We're recording you.
No. It's okay. I'm just your neighbor. Coming by to say howdy.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, we're not used to people stopping by to say howdy without assaulting us first, robbing us, or defecating on our lawn.
Sometimes all three.
The trifecta. We're from Los Angeles.
Just moved to Texas.
I figured.
Oh, the California plates?
Well, yeah, the masks. Inside your own house. No one else around. 2022.
We just want to be extra safe.
We feel naked without masks.
We'll probably wear them for the rest of our lives.
We'll be buried in them.
Okay. Well, you seem like a lovely couple. Like I said, I just wanted to drop by and welcome you to the neighborhood.
Why? Do you want something?
Oh, no. They're, I think he's being friendly. People around here are friendly, like we've seen in the movies, right?
I thought that was just make-believe, like superheroes or families that go to church.
No, that's a myth. This is real life.
So, I live in that house over yonder. Name's Kevin.
Hi, Kevin. I'm Tiffany. She, her.
And I'm Steve, he, him.
What are your pronouns?
I don't believe in pronouns. I think they're reductive. In fact, just your asking about it is a microaggression.
Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, it's okay. I'm just messing with you. I like all pronouns. My favorite is you.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Exactly. So, if you need anything, just holler. My wife and I'd be happy to help.
Baby, he has a gun.
I'm calling the cops.
I'm recording you.
If you live on the East Coast and it rained and you had a clean windshield, please go start your windshield wipers and look at the side of it.
I've been monitoring the radar. This rain came from up north and went through where the derailments happened. My windshield was perfectly clean with no residue on it. Why is the rain greasy? It smells like a swimming pool. It's leaving grease streaks all over my windshield. And my hands are sticky after opening the car door. I'm officially scared. Wake up, people. Or don't, oblivion is bliss. But either way, we're all absolutely fine.
If you're so confused and disoriented that you don't know where you are or where you're going, there are predators of the spirit who are much worse than snakes that are waiting in wait for you. And the probability that you'll move from aimless, hopeless, joyless anxiety to nihilism, corrosive bitterness, and genocidal fantasy in the fundamental extreme is very high. And so that's possession by a predator of the spirit in the desert of the soul. And that's real.
All right, has anyone noticed this trend among some of our government experts lately? It starts off with them telling you a thing. If you question the thing, you will be mocked, ridiculed, and potentially censored. It then turns out later that the thing that they told you wasn't quite as true as they promised you it would be. And when you point this out, they revert to telling you that, well, they never told you the thing that they told you. And then when you show them incontrovertible proof that they did in fact tell you the thing that they told you, they just suggest that you should be mocked, ridiculed, and potentially censored. I can't imagine why we don't trust these guys.
Hey everybody, how's it going? What's everybody up to? Just jacking around looking at stuff and talking with Anna through Facebook and sending videos back and forth, and just realized she's like, nobody's on. I figured I'd kick something going. I was looking at all the different stuff, the way the weather front's carrying all the stuff from the pretty cloud we have here. Let me see if I got that picture. Where is it? Here's a nice view from up in the sky looking down when that happened. That's what cloud cover looked like over burning things. Just pretty, ain't it? They should be so proud of what they do. Links out there. I don't know if Bonnie or Carl is. I sent them, told them I was going live. I didn't send them a link, which I guess I can do real quick. Anybody else wants to come up, it's out there. Let's see. Just don't seem like Friday. I don't know why, but now does everybody else feel like Friday to you, or just feel odd? We got out and did some shuffling, and all of a sudden just really got a big wave of negativity over all of us on the way home. And I don't know what caused it. It must be something in the air. I guess the link fell out there anyway. Let's see. Yeah. Anna, if you want to come up, it's links out. Anybody else want to, the link's out. Hawks, if you feel like jabbering, the link's out. I was just doing some random digging and like, yeah, these people are paying their dues and they didn't even do anything. So you used to say life's like a shit sandwich. The more bread you have, less shit you get to eat. But anymore, it don't really matter how much bread you got. You're going to eat it either, regardless. Let's see. Churches are plenty open. Saw a thing earlier a little bit ago where the government wasn't getting involved with any kind of help for the people around the little train fire. And as soon as Trump said he's going to go up there and help, I guess they did a flip. They're going to help out now. Kind of funny how no matter what, they want to change what they do to make themselves look better. Anybody notice anything weird going out? Well, hell, I haven't said it yet. So, hey, Hick. Hey, Magic. Hey, Deb. Hey, Keno. Hey, Garrett. Hey, Sheila. Hey, Hawk. Hey, Jen. Let's see. Hey, Anna. Hey, Mary. Hey, Anna Echo. Let's see. Hey, Patrick. Hey, Vicky. Let's see. Anybody else I didn't say? If I did miss you, hey. Everybody out there that ain't talking, hey. Yeah, it's weird, but there's been a whole lot of talk about a lot of other things going on, a lot of fires and chemical wreck and chemical issue problems. It's one tragedy don't work. Let's get another one working, I guess, but it's all in good fun. Nothing like funerals to bring people together. Sorry to say it that way. That's kind of glum, but hey, Eldon. Everything was going hunky-dory, and it just turned around. All of us, with the whole family was out, coming back, looked down. Gas light was on, and I was on empty, which I knew I was low, but I'd forgotten about getting gas. So I turned around, went and got gas, and it just got darker and deeper after that. I don't know if it was just a wave of whatever coming or... Hey, Carl.
What's up, Chuck? How long you been live? I just found this.
13 minutes. Anna was telling me nobody's on.
Yeah, you should message Bonnie. She doesn't know either.
I'm guessing, Mary, we better watch it. The kitchen sink may hit us in the back of the head as we're leaning over to put a dish in it.
Hey, Hick Gal. Hey, everybody in chat. Who all you got here? Hey, Jen. Double out. Jerry. I didn't even look at chat for it. I just saw what you sent me. And I didn't even know how long ago that was. Garrett. Deb. Mary. Well, you got them all in here. Keno. Magic. Howdy, Eldon.
Yeah, Garrett. Shit's deep.
Sheila Hawk was in here even. Got Echo. Vicky. Hey, you got a lot of people in here if you've only been on for 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, they rolled in quick. I played the extra little long stuff at the beginning, a couple other extra videos about a girl that lived
I
long.
missed my favorite Hillary Clinton thing, didn't I?
Yeah. I was playing a little short I had about people up there running their windshield wipers in the rain and this greasy residue, and people parked cars look like you ever seen how concrete dust and water are mixed together and it leaves like a gray, muddy looking stuff on stuff?
Oh, yeah. Takes muriatic acid to get it off.
One girl's door handle said it was slimy and sticky both.
So are you near any of these calamities?
Me? No, but I never know though. Like Bonnie brought to my attention, whatever comes from that stuff in Houston, it could twist it around towards her and me and follow the fronts because they run northeast. And if they run northeast, hey.
Hi there.
They could bring it up to here, but if some of them fronts mix it around in a circle, if it does that, it'd take it towards the middle of Texas down there and then bring it towards Bonnie too.
Just like a volcano ash, the stuff could travel. Could see it happening.
I was watching earlier kids playing in a creek, dragging a stick around. They wouldn't get in it when the creek looked normal until they drug a stick across it. When they disturbed the leaves and stuff on the bottom, all of a sudden it got a rainbow sheen across the top of the water.
You know, I've talked about something like that I saw back in the 80s. It was a chemical incinerator plant, and it blew up next to a river here by Detroit called the Clinton River, and it killed square miles of everything. When I went up in there, I saw the same multicolored oil slicks on the water. There wasn't a living insect, amphibian, fish, birds, nothing. All the foliage was dead, and it was like that for a long time.
Yeah, Jerry. Look, I don't know if you got one or not, but my wall on here, I got the kind of the gist of building one of them Berkeys that you could make that should be able to filter it all out. You might be able to, even if you get that filter set up I did, the filter that filters out fluoride would probably filter out any of that kind of shit. Excuse my language, but did you guys see, I can't remember exactly where it was now, somewhere on the East Coast, that company that goes to these places and does cleanups for all this, they had a fire. The tractor trailers and stuff that were docked, 2 or 3 of them were burning, and I don't know how many more ended up burning, and then they had that one in over there in Michigan too. What was it, yesterday? I don't know how far you are from it, Carl, but
about 50 miles.
It's kind of coincidental. I guess a lot of times stuff gets brought to attention, so everybody pays attention. Hey, Victor.
Well, I've seen something where there was an average of 4 derailments a year. We're already up to 17 or 18 this year already.
Hi, everybody that I missed.
Yeah, Magic gets messed up.
It's almost as if something was activated, huh?
Yeah. It's like, oh, the Koofy ain't working no more. Okay, stage 2. Let's throw more shit till something sticks to the wall.
Yeah, the alien threat's not scaring them, and the virus isn't scaring them, so
the balloons, something in the sky, it makes everybody scratch their head and look deeper. So, okay, let's put other things up in the air for them. Have fun looking up at this.
What's up, Victor? And anybody else I missed? Jerry, I might have missed you. Magic.
I know God's got to be shaking his head. It's kind of like a parent buys the first. Do you remember them old electric race car sets we used to get as a kid? They had to snap all them tracks together.
Which ones? I remember a bunch. Tyco.
Like HO stuff. HO trains, HO cars, and
oh yeah, there was a scale that you could use the train and the cars. There was a rare piece that you could use to intersect tracks and have a crossing. Yeah, I was into all that. Would you have the Tyco race set? HO train?
It's cars, and I didn't have it 2 days, and I was already taking cigarette lighters and getting the cars hot and denting the plastic up like they slammed into each other, and Dad just shaking his head. That's what God's doing. Like, give you toys and you tear them up.
Oh, Chuck, you were like my brother.
Spend
Did
all
you
this
have the
money,
ones that lit up? You could.
all them expensive paints for models and stuff, and I'd get them all pretty and paint each little piece, and then next thing you know, I'm getting the plastics hot and running them each other, causing accidents. He's like, "Why you spend all that money to make it so pretty just to wreck it?"
Well, Chuck, let me tell you something. I'm going to give you a little vindication. There are pro modelers that their entire gig is to make wrecked or rusted old field ridden cars and trucks now. That's what they do. They make a realistic looking old rusty truck or car sitting in a field. They make models of that now.
So I was ahead of my time.
Yes, you were ahead of your time. See. Plus you've got the, what they call battle damage, where there's people that add the shell damage done to battleships and stuff. There's all kinds of that. So you were ahead of the curve. You were doing battle damage before it was in.
Hey, George.
What's up, George?
Yeah, George, I come on with all kind of fancy stuff. I'm being a ray of sunshine today. Let's see. A picture of Rush Limbaugh. People think says, "Miss you, Rush." Let's see here.
What are you looking at?
For y'all. Soros. Let me see if I can doctor it up, separate it, and make it bigger. Let's see.
What are you looking up?
I got a picture of Soros. I'm trying to, it's two pictures on top of each other, and I'm going to isolate them. Looks like the old man's a lizard. Just look at his hand. I'll show you the hand picture in a second.
Did I just not see a report saying that he is endorsing DeSantis?
Yeah, I saw something about that. That's kind of crazy, ain't it?
Yeah, that's... What is it, a kiss of death, maybe? Maybe it's a kiss of death. I don't know. Are you still searching? Suspense is killing you, man.
I got one picture shrunk down, and I ended up throwing the other one away in the process. Okay, let me fix this one now. Cut this
I was just showing somebody a video from when I was young. Maybe you ought to pull this up too. Have you ever seen? You remember the Barney Miller show?
Yeah.
You ever seen the video clips of when they were talking about the Trilateral Commission?
Yeah, I saw that. I think I played that here a while back.
Did you?
And that one guy talking about the prisoner or whatever, and they were just standing there looking at him like he's nuts.
You should play that again. That's a great clip. For as long ago as that was name dropping.
Okay, I got the other one getting it done now. Okay. Now to add it on the stream. This is one. That way I can show everybody that I'm not changing something. It's just I separated them.
I could pick on you for being slow, but I would be no faster.
Okay, here's a picture of Soros with a girl. So you notice how it's focusing on his hand. Here's him with the girl again. look at his hand.
That has to be photoshopped. Either that or looks like The Thing.
Let me see if I can take the big picture where it shows him this one, and I'll focus in on the hand. You see the blue border where I cut it off of that. And here's the blue border where I cut it out, and here's what the original looks like. I'm going to take that center picture, try to cut that, blow that hand up and cut it out and see what it, if it was doctored. Let's see.
Well, I'm looking at it on a tiny little phone here. I'm not even sure that's a girl.
Let's see. I'll leave the border, but I'll cut the hand in the side of his pants out. Let's see, add that to it. I'll 0 to make it where it'll save without deleting. Let's see.
That snorting sound was not me. That was my dog.
Here's the last one. Here's me isolating it. That's a blown up version with me isolating it.
Thanks, Believing. Yeah, I was not sure what was going on there yet. I just recently saw the headline.
The old turd's a fucking lizard.
Huh.
Soros, the old hand. Look at his hand.
Yeah, that's weird looking.
Man, it looks like some nasty eczema or something.
Man, he got warts or his costume slipping.
Yeah, but you can only trust images and videos so much on the internet. They're too easy to alter nowadays.
Yeah. But I don't get a lot of doubt on a lot of stuff.
Well, I try to keep my mind open. It's just, man, some stuff.
Oh, it is a Photoshop picture of him added there, but I see another thing now. Hey, all morons sharing this picture. Christina Pushow and George Soros are going to feel even bigger morons when they realize it's a Photoshop picture she took at a Christmas party. That the Photoshop is changing the person, or basically she took herself and put herself with Soros. They don't say nothing about the gnarly hand.
Hey, Connie, Benji. And Lisa, Double Up Buck. I think I already said hello to Vicky and Jerry. Hey, I don't know, man. There's a quote out there I can't remember. It's like, when we finally don't know anything, their job will be done. You know, because you call everything into question and you can't really believe in anything.
Yeah, here's you one. It's another video. Square clouds. Let's see. It won't go. Yeah, it's loading.
Square clouds, huh? Would that be cube?
Kid.
Why would you not keep videotaping more of that? Why would you do it in such a short manner?
I don't know. There might be more to it where I found that. I just cut a piece or just copied that piece. Let's see. Hey, Bonnie.
I'm the wrong one to be showing stuff like that too, because I'm like Mr. Skeptical now. I think I'm going to change my name to Mr. Skeptical.
Well, it's like, forget the lines. We're giving you the whole sheet now.
Yeah, we're not going to do a line. We're not, fuck a grid. How about a checkerboard?
We're going to amp this up and, yeah. I'm only going to be here for a little bit. For some reason, I can't keep my eyes open. But I had to come say hi.
Hi, Bonnie. Long time no see.
Been a while.
Hello, Bonnie.
Hi, Anna. Hi, Jen, Deb, Carmi, Kino, Benjamin.
Like it though. Let's see. I'll load this in.
Al Bundy. Victor. In a minute.
Let me get rid of this. Get rid of this. I've taken up too much space on my. Which one?
To the test in this very room on January the 6th. And then just a few.
Garrett, Ray Lee, Gmo.
Gmo.
Hey.
Hey, George.
There you go. I got it now. I had to delete some videos off here. I guess I got too much stuff on my StreamYard. Here y'all go. Here's your camera picture. That's probably fake, but
that looked accurate to me. I seen some pretty good close-ups of it. It looked the same to me.
Yep.
It's like the camera sweeping around and, oh, somebody's looking at me, I'll look at them. I still think they were observing that whole thing, was looking around, probably say, oh, that'd be a good place for a train wreck here because they got a lot of farming communities and cattle and corn. And, oh, this is another good place here. Oh, look here. Look at this. Looks like an airport, but there's no parking lot. There's no runway. Okay, that would be a good place. And
that balloon right there would be a perfect example to me to use for what I was trying to say. I'll bet you over 24 stories about that balloon now. They contradict each other. So what am I to believe about that balloon at this point?
Yeah.
One thing that made a good distraction.
Did. Keep an eye out for Big Chap if he does a video, because he did some overlays of rivers and train tracks. Pretty interesting what he came up with.
Here's the music they want us to hear. Let's see. Where is it? There it is.
Yes.
That's what they want out of us.
If this had been a real emergency, you would have been told to put your head between your legs and kiss your ass goodbye.
What's been going on, George?
Same old thing. That never changes.
You can tell I'm a ray of sunshine tonight, can't you?
When aren't you?
Tired. Bonnie had me up till 6 in the morning.
I guess I'm getting tired of being fucking quiet.
Yeah. Well, did you see this video that was put out? That kind of explains a little bit about what they've been doing for the last few years.
Which video?
No, I'm gonna show it to you here. Let's see if it plays it on this one. I might have to switch browsers. Let me see.
Thank you, Watt.
Yeah, I can't play it on that browser. So
Hey, Connie. Hey, Watt. Hey, Ben.
let me see if I can't.
Hey, Cindy.
Change browsers.
Hey, Al. Hey, Gma. Yeah, potato salad.
Wait, we were not up late last night.
No, it was the night before, but I'm still recovering.
Yeah, I understand. That's probably the whole week's caught up with me.
Right. 2 nights ago, I got 1 hour of sleep one night and 2 hours sleep the next. It didn't work too well. I'm not bitching. I enjoyed every minute of it.
I did too, George.
Okay, let me see if I can bring it up on this other browser. It's just that sometimes when you'll find this out, and when you see people having problems sharing things and stuff on Restream or StreamYard, it's because the browsers don't match up. They're conflicting each other. So
Yeah, Connie, that's what that's up there in all of DC. That's just tater patch to me. So
I'm with Al Bundy. I'm not even sure I like potatoes anymore.
me, any kind of potato I eat has got to be loaded with something because the dirt, irony taste in potatoes is all I taste. I'm so sensitive, I guess, to the taste of it. It's got to be smothered in stuff.
Yeah, I've started making pasta salad, more potato salad.
A friend of mine's mama I grew up with, she always used to make mashed potato salad and mustard potatoes. They didn't even have a bit of mayonnaise in it.
I don't know if this is going to play the volume or not.
No audio here.
Yeah, I didn't think so. This
Oh, that
browser
sounds good, Connie.
is doing the same thing. Try a different browser.
How come it's this channel that always gets me hungry?
Even when we ain't talking about food, we're bringing up food.
Hey, chat did it this time.
Yeah.
And all I was just talking about dumbass and call him potato salad, but yeah, I wanted to relive my childhood today. So earlier today, I went up to McDonald's and got me a double fish fillet. I still love them damn fish patties up there. My luck's probably some radioactive carp or something, but hey, Stans, I think it's whatever they put in. Tartar sauce is what I like.
Oh, my roommate made some really good chili. That's what we ate today.
Yeah, I got 2 pounds of deer meat pulled out, 2 pounds of 2 or 3 pounds of hamburger pulled out. I was going to make chili earlier, and I'm like,
Take that over McDonald's any day.
I don't know what it used to be a ritual with me all the time. If Rabbit's out, he probably even remembers on Friday, I would always run up here and get me a damn fish sandwich. Didn't want none of the other garbage, just a fish sandwich.
Yeah, actually, now you mention it, it was the fries I got. I didn't like the fries first. There was something about those fries I changed. I didn't like them anymore.
Well, their fries, whatever they do, they told me it's different than others, the stuff they put on them. The people that handle the potatoes and make McDonald's fries, they have to put them out. I've heard they air potatoes anyway, but these have to be aired out. I forget how long because of the gases and stuff that come off them potatoes for whatever they do to them. They're toxic. I'm like, yeah, that makes it sound good. Give me some French fries. I don't like them anyway. Potatoes. Once I get them, when I get done with potatoes, you can't even tell it's potatoes anymore.
That's the thing, though. Is like in the late '90s, or yeah, it was the late '90s. I started getting a lot of fast food for lunches, and I started feeling like crap. I'd be at work, I'd eat at lunch, and I'd just feel run down for the rest of the damn day. And thinking that it was the food I was eating, I stopped getting the fast food and started bringing my lunches. And my homemade lunch provided energy, and I never felt any kind of lack of energy from that point on. That food, that fast food, McDonald's, any of it, to me, it's fake fuel. It was, yeah, and it's had adverse effects besides that. But the main thing to me is it wasn't fueling me.
Our bodies aren't made to break down preservatives.
I've gotten a lot of bullshit from.
Yeah, no audio on it.
A lot of people give me grief for quitting fast food. You know, they say, well, I'm a pain in the ass or whatever. I just don't want it. I won't eat fast food at all. I haven't for a long time.
Carbs, it works opposite. Deb. Carbs give you fast energy, and it gives you sugars, which you burn away quick. But proteins, they stick with you. That's the stuff like you eat a bunch of meat, that's your protein, but it also, you eat a bunch of meat when it's 100 degrees outside, that makes you want to go lay down in the shade and go to sleep or go find somewhere to puke. That's why I get, I think, such bad headaches, because I drink so much sweet tea. The caffeine and the sugar, when I ain't had it, it kicks my ass.
Oh, Vicky.
I like beer fries. Beer battered French fries.
Yeah, you take them and cover them in cheese and maybe have a little horseradish mustard on the side.
You only made them sound like a new recipe for me. Thanks.
Sound good?
If you were stopped up or had to clean your system out, I guess Taco Bell would work.
You know what I do? Carl, when my sinuses get jacked up, my nose gets plugged up, I'll ride over to Marshall, this Chinese restaurant. I order two of they got huge egg rolls that the old man that works there makes. And they make the traditional Chinese hot mustard with the wasabi horseradish. I'll put me a little dab of that in each egg roll and put some sweet and sour and mix it around and eat. About halfway through it, I'm like, okay, I feel brave enough, and I'll breathe in and out through my nose with that in my mouth, and it's like, okay, there's that blast. Okay, I need to blow my nose now.
I just eat a spoonful of horseradish.
I suspect that he goes there for just what he's telling us. What's up, Cindy Nunes?
I had a jar in the fridge, and Vicky threw it away, said she opened up and it smelled bad. I said, no, that's what horseradish smells like. She don't eat horseradish.
I don't either.
We used to make our own homemade when I was back home with Mom and Dad. We always did it at night when everybody was in bed. My brother came down one night, what's all the noise? And then he pulled the lid off from the horseradish or the blender. Oh my goodness. He took a whiff of that and he fell over backwards.
Yeah, it's like smelling salt.
I can't see.
Yeah, my dad used to make pastrami on pumpernickel with he'd put horseradish on one side of the bread and mustard on the other, and he'd bake it in the toaster oven as a kid. And it smelled like he was cooking a locker room.
Poor man.
I like the liver sausage with mustard and onion on pumpernickel, or those little rye bread, the little miniature rye loaves.
Dark rye or that marble rye?
Either or, whatever. But that's just, I don't know why. I grew up on it, so I like it a lot. You know, seems to gross a lot of people out.
Uh-oh.
Must be having connection issues trying to change his browser.
Yeah.
Having connection issues or browser issues.
Who, me?
George.
Yeah, I was I switched I think the conflict was the Restream that or StreamYard that I was up on that browser and what I'm trying to change. So I had to go and change and come up Restream on a different browser.
Well, I can hear you now.
He could hear him before as this video audio was.
Right, when I tried to play what I was trying to play.
Oh, okay.
I noticed if I ever didn't close out another StreamYard or Restream or something with somebody, and if it's open somewhere, and I've noticed it'll screw up my audio on any videos I play. Sometimes it even won't let the camera come on, and sometimes it's bad enough conflict it kicks me out.
I'm curious. I want to ask George a question. George, do you mind?
I don't know if I got an answer, but go ahead.
If you were in a good mood, just your everyday thing, and you wanted to listen to some music, what would be the music you'd listen to? What did you grow up listening to?
I don't know, maybe Spirit. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, I remember Spirit. That's a good one.
Oh, there's so much good music. I couldn't really say what I would, but I like a lot of the oldies. I'm pretty versatile in it all. So,
Since you're up here, what was the name of that one song that you used to have on your stream at the beginning of it?
was it a military one or what?
Nope, it was a guy like singing on a stage. It looked like maybe in a club. Stone wall behind him.
Hey, Ragnar.
Man,
Or block.
was it a black guy singing?
Yeah.
Oh man, that was an oldie.
I loved it. I can't remember the name of it, and I just want to save that so I can
Yeah,
listen to
I
it
got
once
it
in a while.
someplace in the computers. I'll find it and bring it up one of these days.
Sounds great.
I'll add it to one of my videos.
Here, buddy.
Cool.
Let's see if this is different here. Sure is. That's the whole problem. It'll play this time.
Hey, Hi, Vicky.
What's up, Vicky?
Hi, Vicky.
Let me get this straight. What happened here is that people started to just notice this ultra high altitude shiny object, this balloon hovering over the Midwest, Montana specifically. So the Biden administration comes out and says, oh, well, that's China. Really? Is it? Well, maybe we should consider this interesting article from the Guardian newspaper from more than 3 years ago. Quote, the U.S. military is conducting wide area surveillance tests across 6 Midwest states using, get this, experimental high altitude balloons. Documents filed with the Federal Communications Commission, the FCC, reveal up to 25 unmanned solar-powered balloons are being launched from rural South Dakota and then drifting 250 miles through an area spanning portions of Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin, and Missouri before concluding in central Illinois. Traveling in the stratosphere at altitudes of up to 65,000 feet, these balloons are intended to provide a persistent surveillance system to locate and deter narcotics trafficking and homeland security threats, according to a filing made on behalf of the Sierra Nevada Corporation, an aerospace and defense company. Unquote. So that's from 3 years ago. So now let me ask you, what's more realistic? That China just somehow snuck a huge balloon into our airspace, coming across the entire Pacific Ocean for days, monitored by the Pentagon, into Western Canada and then south into Montana, out of nowhere and for no reason, just to troll us? Or that our own government, which we already know loves, is obsessed with spying on us, decided to do even more of that. Got caught and is creating a cover story to blame someone else. And yeah, of course, China has said it's their balloon. Keep in mind, no family, no one man other than Joe Biden and the Biden crime family is more compromised by the CCP, by China, than any human in history. All of the favors that the Biden administration has done for China and vice versa, maybe they're glad to exchange a couple of favors. So this balloon, in our opinion, is totally fake.
Well, he answered it. I was going to say, then why'd China claim it?
They do a favor for each other. What's anybody going to do about it? Nothing. And it takes the heat off of Biden, and it shows that they're not spying on us.
As soon as they said it was China, I knew it was us.
I knew it was us when I seen the balloon. It's the exact same balloons they're sending up.
Yep.
I came up the first day up on Chuck's channel and told you this is our balloon.
The first reports were over Montana, and there was nobody saying that it came from any direction for hours and hours. And nobody backtracked, nobody showed different paths of where it came from. Then I saw conflicting reports of where it originated from. Like the story of where it came from was being developed as the story was breaking.
Yeah.
No, I believe that's done on purpose because some people hear one story, some will hear another, and it's a way to divide and conquer people. I see it being done purposely.
It very well could be. Disinformation, misinformation, propaganda, all wrapped up into one.
Because different people are getting different information from different places. So it'll conflict sooner or later down the line.
It sure blew up everybody's conversation all over.
I've seen that balloon for days. How long has it been now?
The government's behind all this shit.
Well, they had social media spreading it for them. It's a
Kirby's
Chinese
still
balloon.
talking about it.
I mean, this is what people don't get. When you say that the media is bad, you got to remember, social media is a media too.
Yep.
There's more people out there on get the idea the government's a piece of crap.
And Connie Carlo, to answer Connie's question in the chat, I like deep cuts of old rock, like Deep Purple and Leonard Skinner and stuff, but not the stuff you hear on the radio all the time. I like the stuff they don't play on the radio.
Right, Camo? Too bad you don't get 99X.
See. I found some more stuff. Let's see if I can get it to come up.
And now you got this stuff in Ohio that is covering all kinds of stuff, which is, I mean, it is bad. I mean, don't get me wrong. But everybody's obsessed about this one story and not all the other ones. What's going on in Ukraine? What's going on in Norway? What's going on in Nord Stream? The Nord Stream pipeline? That we are the terrorists. United States, we.
Yep. All my family is in Ohio except for 2.
Wow.
And they're all blind to it, mostly.
Well, then you got the governor telling him I'd drink the water.
Yeah.
I wish somebody would have offered him a glass right there.
I'm making me down there to stream with a sippy straw, one of them crazy straws.
Lisa said hi.
Hi, Lisa.
They didn't do nothing about Flint.
No, they're not going to do nothing about this. They're going to sweep it under the rug.
They haven't for how many years now?
You tell me one thing that the government has done that has ever been prosecuted. Nothing.
Look at that railroad track.
There you go. That's about how bad our system is.
Yep, everywhere. You can look down these ones over here, right there where you cross it. It looks
Oh,
like
it's horrible.
looks like somebody come over there with a jackhammer. And I'm just waiting, and we're real close to these tracks.
And they haul at least what? One day I think I counted 72 trailers on that damn thing.
Hey, Lisa.
Only more and more of them together because they're not hiring people to run these trades.
Here's everybody's favorite person.
My hope for 2024 is that Trump and Governor DeSantis of Florida will slug it out for the Republican nomination. Trump has turned into a pitiful figure, continually bemoaning his loss in 2020. Big Republican donors are abandoning him in droves. DeSantis is shrewd, ruthless, and ambitious. He is likely to be a Republican candidate.
Yeah, isn't that what you was asking about, Anna?
Not me.
Well, somebody asked about it earlier, and I found it in my shit.
I was going to be on the edge of watching Satan come pull his ass down.
How many people know that the World Government Summit's going on right now? How many people know that there's a world constitution?
I sure didn't.
Yeah, well, there is one. I'll
Where at?
They're holding the summit over in Dubai right now. It's going on right now. That's what I'm saying. There's so many things going on. You can't even keep up with it. But getting stuck on one thing ain't good.
What's it?
They're doing all kinds. It's like this train wreck was supposed to happen just for they could cover up all this other stuff.
Do you see that right there where I put that they changed the description of that 11 days before the wreck?
Yeah, that was another thing. How about that, huh?
Yep. That don't make you think. Why would they change it unless they're planning something to happen?
It's nothing. Look at the laws they changed just before 9/11.
Yep.
And then look at the laws they implemented after 9/11.
The hell, the damn insurance policies on the Twin Towers were tripled right before, within a month before it happening.
I wonder how much that insurance company got for that crap.
Well, at least what 2.3 trillion would come up missing, so I know that was covered. So
Yeah.
Talking about on the 10th, September 10th.
Yep.
You give me a minute. I'm trying to pull it up on my other computer, and I'll send it to this one. But I'll give everybody the link to the World Constitution, their website.
Yeah, you notice they didn't even do an investigation. Barely.
Well, all the evidence or all the records were either in that part of the Pentagon that got hit or in Building 7.
Yeah, it imploded. It's like,
Or was it Building 6? I forget what it was called. Building 6 or 7. The one that the reporter said was going to be pulled before it fell. Remember?
yep. And they grabbed that one reporter because he kept insisting on something.
Oh, what's going on? It'll take me just a minute, but I'll pull these up for you here. So I got to send them to my other computer. So it happens when you have 3 computers sitting in front of you.
My tummy hurts.
Yeah, I still feel that I ate too much. Where'd that go? I did grab that. Let's see. I thought I grabbed it. Maybe I didn't.
And I know a lot of people say, well, they can't do that. Then why are they?
Oh, must be the type is why I don't. I forgot. StreamYard only plays certain types of videos.
That's why you should download them first. Then they can't read where you're pulling it from.
It's downloaded. I was looking to see why. I thought it didn't download. I went and hunted it down, and it showed the one I wanted to download sitting there right there in the downloads. It's just not noted as an MP4 or whatever, so it won't play it.
Yeah, you have to put it through your converter. All right, we got them set over to my other computer. Now I can go in here and grab them for everybody. I can show them first.
Here's a little MP4 I could play. I probably have to get rid of Mr. Happy. Let's see. Get rid of that. Let me see what I can play it on.
I just started. I haven't even sung anything.
Frequency. What we used to do is beam radio waves into the ground, and it would vibrate any strings that were present in the ground. We might get a sound back like, and we'd say, that's natural gas. We might get a sound back like, and we say that's crude oil. We were able to identify each frequency. We accomplished this with just 30 watts of radio power. If you do this with 2 billion watts, the vibrations are so violent that the entire piano would shake. In fact, the whole house would shake. In fact, the vibrations could be so severe underground that could even cause an earthquake.
Yeah.
That's how heartbeats are. Or should I say an upright keyless piano. That's how they make an earthquake. Yeah, that sucks, Connie. Yeah, they had them a couple days ago somewhere else. Then they had that one big shooting at the college, and
Yeah, I dropped them in out
Oh,
there
are
in the chat. But yeah, you guys can look at it yourself. This is real. This is the World Parliament. It's part of the Earth Constitution right here. And then the other one I put in here is this one, the Earth Constitution. You can read it yourself. It's been going on for a long time. It's been happening right underneath your noses. They have it in all different languages: Russian, French, Hindi, Chinese, Spanish, German, Spanish.
the Federation of Earth, huh?
This new world government is real. It's not a joke.
That looked like good fire starter.
Messed up, and then you're going to have one person that controls it all, or a group of them controlling all, and there's nobody that monitors them.
Well, if you believe in the Bible, you know who's going to run it.
Yep.
I mean, I hate to bring this stuff up, but it's real. It's right there. I just gave it to you. You can read it yourself. I don't make this shit up that I play, or it's out there. I just study history because I can't look into the future and tell you what's going to happen, but I can look through the past and tell you where we're going. I mean, I don't want any of this shit.
Fuck no. That's why I decided to start talking about more stuff tonight. They get people saying, why don't you tell us about this? Why don't this anymore? I'm like, well, when I talk about it, everybody screams that I'm being a fear monger. And when I don't, everybody wonders why.
Chuck, listen to this. I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm not out here to look for the pussies in this pot. I'm out to look for leaders to get out in your communities and start building a safety net. If y'all want to fucking be pussies, be them. I'll tell you exactly what I'm looking for. I'm looking for leaders to get out in their communities. Fuck y'all. That's how I feel about them. Fear-mongering bullshit. It's the only way. It's the only way to shut down their own minds is to sit there and say that you're fear-mongering. You're not fear-mongering. You're putting shit that's truthfully out there. You know, the Bible talks about a lot of different types of people. Which one are you?
Yeah, there's two people in the world, and there's hammers and there's nails. Which one do you want to be? Or wolf and sheep? If you want to be a sheep, at least lead the sheep.
And you see it happening. I see it happening all the time. And that's fine. We monitor everything. That's the way we can tell where the world's going. That's what we do. We research things, we study history, and we watch the chats. Social media is the best place to tell where our country's headed, and it ain't headed in a good place. That's all I can say. Because people are not getting out there and doing the things to put a safety net in their community.
Even getting friendly with a neighbor can help. Are you going to need together? You're going to need to have people on your back. You need to have people paying attention to your yard as if they look at theirs. And if you watch your neighbor and he watches you on the other side and all that, then everybody's seeing something going on, and maybe it'll help.
If you guys can work together, it's going to take a lot of weight off each other.
Even it comes down to you got bread, he's got peanut butter.
And there you go. You know, everybody says we have a military the military, who's going to feed them? You know, if you ever watch any kind of country that gets overthrown, the military gets fractured. Part of it stays with the people that own the party. The other party goes to the people. Who's going to feed them fighters? They ain't bringing a grocery store with them. They're just bringing their bodies.
Yeah, especially when shit's deep and they're going home to help their mom, dad, brother, sister, whoever.
Right.
Hear that noise? That tells you I'm too fucking close to these train tracks. They're going to start doing that shit everywhere.
How many times?
I'm hearing one in the distance here simultaneously with yours.
How many times do you hear that train a day?
Paying attention to it, probably can, but probably 5 times that in a day.
About the same here, and they're all going into Canada. It's more than normal.
Well, they're coming up from what, the port cities out of where you're at, Chuck?
Back and forth from headed towards like the Mississippi River. I don't know what's that away, and like from Dallas area, I guess. I don't know what all switches, but I know we got that.
Mississippi area would make that the transit railway right there of the water, right?
Probably. I've never researched it that far down, which I should have, but I've been paying more attention to oil roads and how they all connect around here. Shit gets stupid you're better off taking them back paths that run all over the place for hundreds of miles in different directions.
Camel, you said you're close to a railroad track too?
Yeah, I'm south of the one that runs from the Lansing area straight into Canada over the Port Huron.
Yep. In fact, I just had friends come up from Port Huron area.
I know that area pretty good. I used to go dip and smelt there in the 70s a lot. We used to fill a whole back of a pickup truck with 5-gallon buckets full of smelt. And, less than a day's time, we'd have more smelt than you could know what to do with.
Well, they live on the island there. You know what I'm talking about. On the St. Mary's.
Okay.
Yeah, they live out there on that island between Canada and the United States. But they have a house here too, right next door.
Hey, Skinbird. Hey, Connie, out there, if your neighbors up there, up and down the road are Amish, if you ain't getting good with them.
Yeah, you wouldn't find a better crowd to get good with than them.
Worst case scenario, they can show you how to grow potatoes out of a mason jar using coffee grounds. Yeah, I was watching one of the prepper. I forget where he was from. He's something under a rock or something like that was his name, and he grows his meat substitutes his mushrooms, and he grows them out of coffee grounds. He said button mushrooms. He goes, if all you can grow is carrots and button mushrooms, he goes, it'll bring you through.
Right. Well, there's other things too. I mean, if you get books on foraging, you'll find a lot of things are edible that you step on every day.
Yeah.
Well, in all my books and all the years of me studying it, I found about 130 edible and medicinal plants within this area alone here in Lower Michigan.
There you go.
I always like to tell people about Supermarket of the Swamp because everybody can recognize the plant. A lot of people don't realize all the uses of a cattail, which is, every part of the plant can be used in a need situation. Even the leaves can be used for weaving baskets. You can make little pancakes out of the pollen off the heads of the flowers. You can use the flowers themselves for insulation and padding for bedding. The rhizome that goes into the muck that tastes just like a cucumber to me, and it's really high in vitamin C and nutritious, can be eaten raw. About the first 8 to 10 inches of the stalk that comes out of the muck is the same way. You can cook the rest of the stalk and soften that up and use it as well. But every part of that plant, you just got to get it from a clean water source. But there's a lot of substance in that plant alone.
Yeah, just like cattails is one of your most useful plants that you could harvest, and it's almost found anywhere.
Yep. Yeah. Potatoes, root, and if you're hard up, you got enough mustard to cover the top up. That there's your corn dog. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, no, but you can beat the stalk. It makes a flour.
Yep.
You can take the heads in the spring and take a bag or something, put it over them, shake it off, and the pollen, you can use that just to make little cakes. It's really good. They're like little butter cakes or something. It's really good.
I think you can make sugar out of the stalk too, almost like cane.
Oh, that's why I grow sugar beets. It's a little easier.
Yeah, but you got sorrel, you've got phragmites, those taller reeds that you see they were ornamental, but they're still useful. You got, you can get aspirin from willow trees. You can use staghorn sumac for Indian lemonade. You got mullein plant for, respiratory issues or even topographic, scratches and stuff like that, or even poison ivy or something. You got so many plants out there that if people looked around, like you were saying, they step on them all the time, probably don't know what they are. It's a lot of lost knowledge out there, isn't there, George?
Yes, there is. But that's the thing. We were trained to believe that to fall into a system where we don't need them things anymore. But now it looks like we might need them things again. At least for
Well,
a
up
while.
where you're
till we
at,
get things straightened. What's that?
don't you have leaks in every forest near you? Like, and
Yeah.
you know, I'm more accustomed to the upper half of the lower peninsula. You know, there was like Mesik, the town of Mesik. It's got the mushroom festival. You guys get morels up there a lot?
Oh yeah, we get them. We got tons of leaks, like you said, and if what people don't know what leaks are, they're an onion.
You got ramps too up there, don't you?
They're like similar. Ramps are like leeks.
But they're smaller, I think, ain't they? Like little green onions almost.
But wild carrot, you know, in disturbed soil areas where there used to be a field or a farm or something. If you can
But you
discern,
got to watch them because there's two different
Yes,
types, and
queens.
one is poisonous and one ain't.
right, Queen's Anne's lace is absolutely poisonous. The plant looks a lot alike, but the difference is the root of a wild carrot actually smells like carrot. That's the main way to. It's gotta smell like carrot to be a carrot. But see, right there, just because you knew that tells me you know all of what I'm talking about.
Well, I'm still learning too on a lot of things. But you know, when you spend a lot of time in the wilderness, in the woods, you learn a lot of different techniques, and a lot of it is I believe, even though I might be out hiking, trapping, or something like that, I should still have the skills in case I got stranded out there somehow, broke a leg or something, couldn't get moving, that I could forage for myself what I might need to survive.
Do you know what plant is illegal to use for fishing that the Indians used to use?
I used to.
When the mullein plant, you know, the furry, velvety looking leaf plant, when it grows stalk in the middle and it has the seeds, you crush those seeds and throw them onto the top of the water, and it'll stun any fish anywhere near it. They'll just float up to the top. And the Indians knew that trick and used to fish using the mullein plant as a like a tranquilizer. But now it's illegal. You can't do it. I mean, you know it now, but you're not supposed to do it.
Things go bad, everything's legal though, right? No, gaining skills is good. I mean, it's something you can pass down. I mean, I love it when we're out with the grandchildrens in the gardens and that. I mean, there's no better feeling than, you know, teaching a little one, and then when he gets to eat what he grows, you should see the smile on their faces. I mean, it's something that we've gotten away from that we need to get back to. And there's no time except like starting to learn tomorrow. I mean, people are putting things off, and they really need to start getting some kind of skills because, and you don't want everybody to have the same skills. You want people to have different skills because in that way, people know how to work together.
Yeah, I remember doing shit with my uncle and cousins when they go see him in Tennessee. We go ginseng hunting, find golden seal and ginseng and mandrake. And next thing you know, my other cousins, different ones, or my uncle come back with a tote sack full of damn mushrooms. And we'll go there hunting medicine and come back with medicine and food.
Yeah. Well, my grandmother used to say your medicine is your food.
Yeah. I think he even found ginger in places up there. I can't remember. It's been so damn long.
Anytime mushrooms are brought up, I always feel like I got to put a clause out there. You have to be very careful if you get into mushrooming. I've got a lot of books on it. I've had a lot of books on it. I've done a lot of it. But there's a lot of situations I don't trust even myself. There's some mushrooms. Okay, let's put it this way. You take like 12 books on mushrooms and read about one mushroom in 12 different books. You'll see that they don't all say the same thing. One book will say, well, it's slightly poisonous. Some people will eat it. Other one will say it'll kill you. The other book says that, no, the Europeans love it, you know.
Morals.
Mushrooms are so close to looking like a deadly one and an edible can look so much alike that the only real way to tell the difference is by shaking them over a piece of white paper to see what color the spores are. So there's some knowledge involved for certain mushrooms. And there's ones out there that can kill you just from handling them and then rubbing your face near your mucous membranes anywhere. They got panther caps, destroying angels. There's mushrooms out there throughout history that were used to kill people. You know, keep that in mind.
Yeah. Like morals and false morals. They say them false morals are supposedly somewhat poisonous. There's a lot of people that say they eat them and they prefer them over morals, but I guess they've dabbled with them enough that they got an immunity. Don't make them sick.
Absolutely. I know people that grew up eating those actually grew to prefer the false caps, which is the helva species. And the only way to tell the difference between a helva and a real morel is that a morel closes to the stem, and a helva has a cap. It's a deformed cap that sometimes can look like it closes to the stem, but if you look up underneath of it, it doesn't attach to the stalk like a morel does.
Yeah, you'll see the ribbons in them and stuff.
Well, a morel doesn't have a cap. It's more of a bulb, you know, and I mean, insects will eat holes in them and stuff, and it can be hard to tell the two apart. But there's black morels and there's white morels, and there's literally like books of information on those that contradict each other. I mean, there's so much. I've heard so much myths about morel mushrooms over my life. It's crazy.
Yeah, my cousins knew about them. My uncle trusted them, but I never did eat them wild mushrooms when he go get them. I'm like, yeah, it don't look like same mushrooms I get on a Philly cheesesteak, so I'm not trusting it. I didn't know nothing.
Most any of the shelf mushrooms that you come across that'll grow on a tree trunk, you want them when they're young. They'll within a week or so they'll start to harden up and they're no longer edible. But most of those, probably in your area too, would be considered edible. Those are pretty safe. Then, you know, hallucinogenic mushrooms, the ones that everybody looks for on the cow shit, you know, there's actually a bunch more of those that people don't realize. There's like a dozen in my area alone. There's a possibility of up to a dozen hallucinogenic mushrooms that grow in the area. It's some of them are very weak compared to what you would normally use, but that's remedied only by doubling the dose. You know, there's ones called lawnmower mushrooms. They're a chocolate brown, real thin, open cap mushroom that grows usually after you mow your lawn on a wet day or something. It's they come up in clusters, and you know, kids play with mushrooms and stuff and crush them up and all that. Well, those are half the potency, around half the potency of the ones that you would buy to do hallucinogenic mushrooms. So there's things like that that people don't readily know. Where you at, Skinbird? What state you in? You got morels? That always interests me.
Since September, the lack of interest in finding answers to who was behind the Nord Stream gas explosion has been frankly astounding. This was an act of sabotage, an act of unrivaled vandalism, economically and environmentally, and not a word, no discussion, no questions. Then along comes Seymour Hersh, the world's most acclaimed, distinguished living investigative journalist. He produces a detailed claim that the United States executed this explosion with the help of Norway. Planned months before the invasion, A Norwegian Navy P-8 surveillance plane dropped a sonar buoy on the 26th of September, which triggered explosions planted by US Navy Panama City divers 3 months earlier under a NATO exercise, and still nothing. I don't know what happened, but I want to know. This is a man who doesn't make claims lightly, a man with contacts, and I find it frankly jaw-dropping that the EU is not asking questions as to who is responsible for sabotaging the livelihoods of our citizens. I am ashamed to be a European.
I mean, U.S. citizen right now, lady.
Yeah, she got some. I was like, I've seen her the other day, and she got some big old cojones. She gives zero shits. She says it all.
Man, she's been fighting there for the last couple of years, man, and she is very outspoken. A lot of people don't even, they don't follow people like that. We follow what's going on all over. That's why I'm saying I don't get stuck on just one thing. This train wreck was horrible. It looks like it was all planned to help cover up a lot of other things that are going on. That's one of them right there that's going on right now. I mean, and we can't get stuck on just one thing. We have to open up our eyes to everything because everything's falling apart.
Maybe there's their secret over there.
Let's see. Yeah, you need to pay attention too to try to figure out to decipher the bullshit from the real shit.
Well, how far does it fall apart before they pull the whole plug?
Yeah.
It looks like now.
Yeah. They're still throwing shit against see what sticks, but
Yeah, they're bombarding us.
they love ADD people though too. So it's like, let's do this. Let's throw a firecracker over here and a sparkler over there while we're running out the back door with the money.
Well, you had. I was listening to the World Government Summit today, and they're calling for a crisis, a super major crisis to make the world conform. It'll be so devastating. It'll make the world conform to what they want.
Yeah, like Putin moving.
Who was it that it would said that it would take a major event to pull the world together?
Yeah, but pull them together in which way, good or bad?
That's what I mean.
I mean that we you can feel something coming. If God ain't,
How was that said? That was a long time ago. Was it Eisenhower or somebody said it would take an outside threat to unite the world?
That was Reagan.
Didn't somebody say that before him though?
No, I think Kennedy touched on some kind of form of it at one time, but the last one to really speak of it was Reagan to the UN.
Okay. You're probably right. It just seems older now. I seem older now.
Well, that was, Reagan, that was a long time ago, really.
Yeah. Well,
What do you mean? That was just 20 years ago, the 80s, right?
look at this. Look, everybody's thinking the 70s is. Everybody said, "Oh, the 70s. That was 30 years ago." No, the 70s was 50 years ago.
Right.
And now we can say that was back in the 1900s, sonny.
Right. No, I mean, there's a lot going on, and I'm just telling people don't get too hooked up on one thing. There's a lot going on, a lot of major things. But they're the ones calling it what the WEF called for the poly. It's either the poly crisis. That means a lot of things are going to happen, not just one. It's going to be a snowball effect. One thing's going to lead to another, to another, to another. And before you can turn around and get one thing, underneath your belt and feel comfortable that something else is going to happen, and then something else, and it's going to be just a continuous thing of you trying to play catch up to get your life to where you feel comfortable, and it ain't going to happen.
You say, do I need to wear my big boots or do I need an umbrella? No, you better bring both.
Right. They're the ones calling it, and these are the ones that are pulling the strings that you see all the crap happening today. So why not take what they're saying there might be some truth to it.
Yeah, Connie said in the 70s, my mind was just 20 years ago.
That's some real shit.
Right. The magnetic football game, we put it on and the table shook and they went every which way. My guy usually ran backwards.
I remember a buddy of mine that I ran around with, he was like 10 or 15 years older than me, and it was in the early 80s. And he'd come over at my house and woke me up on a Thursday or Friday. Mom and them were gone. He's like, Alabama just released a new tape. woke me up for that shit. And he worked on his grandpa on a dairy farm. And he didn't get out and do a whole lot, but he that boy loved the Eagles in Alabama.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah. Weird how that just crossed my mind. Probably brain
It's
cell.
weird how memories pop up after 50 years or something.
Yeah. That's a brain cell saying bye.
Right. It was just like the other day, it dawned on me, you know, with these balloon things, Operation Heart Attack. So I had to go back and look. But I mean, I never thought of it until this happened.
Wow. Wow. No kidding. I remember that.
Yep.
And I think the Russians were pioneering that tech.
Come a heart attack.
There were weapons designed to kill people with, you know, a heart attack, proximity.
Yeah. That's what I thought you said. He said, yeah, I remember that shit.
Well, you can go and find the congressional hearings where they even show the gun.
Well, yeah, the air gun.
Yeah. Well, it shot an ice crystal because that way it would melt after it penetrated the body, and it would cause a heart attack.
That was a groundbreaking moment when they disclosed that.
Yeah, that was back in I think the 70s.
Yep.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Late 70s, mid 70s.
Yeah.
See.
We do it making cigarettes.
Yeah. Attacking them up. I think I was 13, so that put it 78. I remember something about it because I remember my ROTC teacher talking about it.
Isn't Raising Cane a chicken place?
Yeah.
Raising Cane illegally banned from selling chicken after signing a 15-year lease at any location.
Yeah, fucking that's bullshit. A Raising Cane place was opening up. They leased them the land and knowingly leased land to this place and let them build built the place, a Raising Cane's. And the contract they had with the land, as long as the McDonald's was paying lease for land there, that they could lease to anybody, but they could not cook chicken. And they leased it to a Raising Cane's and let them build up. And they're stuck under this lease now, and a chicken place can't make chicken.
This has got to be California.
That would have been 1974.
74, I was off 4 years.
I've been off more than that before, so. But there you go.
But hell, he was probably the RTC teacher was probably in his late 30s or early 40s. So hell, you never know. He might have been talking about it from a military point of view, though, too, just telling us how shit was. I can't remember what it was over. I just remember him talking about it.
Yeah, you can find videos still that show them when they were talking in the Congress, congressional hearings. They're still out there available. They're trying to hide so much shit though nowadays. It takes a lot to find things.
Yeah, the thing they don't like is the information age. Good thing about it, they got some people that hide it, and some people think they're so good that they're the types that think they're the smartest one when they walk into a room. But the bad thing is there's so many people out there that are so much better than the ones that think they know what they're doing. So.
They manipulated the search engines, that's for sure.
Yep.
Hobart, Indiana.
Yeah, they say stupid people look at smart people as crazy people. So. The way I learned it's a little more vulgar, but.
Imagine that. Former NFL player among 8 arrested on human trafficking group charges. Gang charges.
You find out who it is. It's probably one of the ones that was kneeling. Football player involved in trafficking.
8.
8 football players involved in it?
Yeah.
Let the parents get a hold of them.
Really?
That's what I say about all these. They get caught doing stuff. Okay, you molested this kid or killed this kid or whatever. Okay, let the parents get them. That would fix a lot of this shit when people knew there were consequences. I had mad props for that father that was waiting by a phone booth when his son got kidnapped by his karate instructor, and they were in that Florida airport. And as they walked by, the father got off the phone and popped that dude in the head as he walked by in custody.
I remember that.
He ended up getting off over that. The father did. They got him for temporary insanity and whatever torture stuff because it's the shit he went through because of his kid.
I forgot all about that. First time I thought of it in a long time.
Yeah, he was found wanting real quick by the dad.
Here's one down your way there, Camel.
What's that?
Detroit area cities okays animal sacrifice for religious reasons.
Oh, I've seen that in a few places. Pennsylvania's got something like that. Where else was it? New Jersey, maybe, or Massachusetts. They're pushing that satanic agenda pretty good there.
Oh, come on. The White House got it covered.
Have you been down in the city lately, George?
No.
You gotta read Arabic just to get around down there.
Last time I was down in that area would have been I've been to Cass City and Hurston's Island and that, but down in Detroit area, I would say it's been since 1990s.
Yeah, so lots changed even since then. It was started though. It started to change back then.
Would have been early 90s.
Hell, if I had everything I needed, I would never leave my land.
I don't, just to go to the other land pretty much. Shuffle between the two properties. That's pretty much all I do.
Well, I don't like going down. I'm between Flint and Detroit. I don't like going to neither of them if I don't have to.
Right. Don't blame me there.
If you put me in an area with a few hundred idiots driving vehicles, I get really shitty pissy. It's like, you never know what's coming, and stupidity is abundant. So
here in the, if you look at the mitt of Michigan, the lower Michigan, Chuck, you see where the thumb is. The middle of that thumb is like the area I grew up in, Lapeer County, Oakland County, that Genesee, whatever. It's in that area there. When I was growing up, it was pretty rural. It was 45, 50 miles north of Detroit. There was housing, but there was a lot of dirt roads. There was maybe, let's say there was 10 houses on a long road, dirt country road. Well, now that's all gone. It's hundreds of condos. Every place that I grew up in this area just blew up. I don't know where the people came from, man. They turned the world's largest gravel pit, which was actually 3 gravel pits combined to call it the biggest. And they turned it all into housing. I don't even know where that many people could come from, man. We're talking freaking thousands and thousands of condos, housing development. It just completely changed this area. It went from rural, country, fields, farms, all that, to wall-to-wall urban development from Detroit all the way past where I grew up.
Here, somebody was asking about not being able to get Berkey filters. Here's the ones I use. If it'll copy and put it out there, now it's going to come out in pieces. All right, so ignore that. I'll give you where it's at on what video. And this is on my bucket Berkeys I made. These are Berkey copy filters that are, I did some searching and they're better. Magic. I don't know who else was asking about them, but
Those were good videos, man. You did good there. I've even heard people talking about them.
I need to finish my lamp videos. I still sitting all over the table. I get them preoccupied.
The one I really like, and it's a bitch to master it, but is a solar still, because you don't have to boil it or nothing. But it's just to do those solar stills, you got to have a technique and the right plastic
and the sunshine.
Yeah, not even so much sunshine is the right plastic. I find that foggy, like Visqueen plastic works really well.
I watched a video the other day of a guy starting a fire in the woods, and all he took with him was a plastic lunch bag.
So he filled it with water, used the Ziploc to magnify the flame.
Yep. Didn't even have water. Didn't take a knife, anything. Took a zip or a plastic. I think it was a sandwich bag. It wasn't even a Ziploc. It was one of the old little fold in the little lid and then fold in the bottom. He did that, filled it half full of water, twisted it up, made it like a ball out of it, and put his one finger over the point and held the other part where it was twisted around and mashed it back and forth till he got a right focus on it. And when he did, here comes the smoke, blow on it, there's a fire.
Yep.
He said, if you got a water bottle, you can do it if you know what you're doing, if you practice at it. He goes, people need to learn what's around you, what you can use.
Knowledge is power, I guess is what they say.
Hey, B.
Hey, Chuck.
Hey.
To go to sleep.
Yeah, get some rest, Bonnie. You're still recovering. It's what, 12:30?
I thought she was already asleep.
Vicky took a cat nap earlier for 2 or 3 hours, then she's laid down here. And we got back. She might have got another 2 or 3 hours, and she's up again.
That's what I'm afraid of. We'll be up at 3 o'clock in the morning wide awake.
Watch some of my murder porn, all that crazy talking, back noise, and different stuff. I don't know. It sounds pathetic, but all that with the chaos going on, it kind of helps me sleep.
Yeah. All right. Y'all have a good night. Love y'all.
Night, Bonnie.
Night, Bonnie.
Night,
Love
everybody. Yeah. Love y'all.
Back at you.
You seen the one where they used the steel wool and the battery to start the fire?
Yep. I used to freak people out taking steel wool and stretching it out and then just flicking a bic across it, not even fire, and letting a flint hit it.
You seen where they take the U.S. issue? There's a little manual on how to start a fire with flashlights, but they use the U.S. issue angle head flashlight to usually show that.
I've done it with a piece of copper wire and a C battery before, but making a element out of the piece of wire and it'll get hot enough to start something on fire.
Oh yeah, car batteries plenty. You just put a thin wire on it and you're good and golden.
Yeah, I was doing it with that. You can do it with a 9-volt too. You can do it with a AAA, AA, C or D battery.
I used to save myself some money when I was a kid instead, for rockets or whatever you're doing. Let's just say rockets. But I used to make my own electric fuses all the time. I'd take flashlight bulbs and pull the glass off carefully without breaking the filament, crush some sulfur down onto a piece of glass, add a drop of water, make a little paste, dip the little filament into that paste, let it dry, and you have yourself an electric fuse.
Yep. Which it was pretty instantaneous. As soon as you hit power to it,
Very instantaneous. Works great. Works great. It's a great trick to know.
yeah, AB was. I was looking at that and seeing about that, and somebody was talking about it a minute ago. Never know where this shit's going to go. Yeah, Ragnar, to get you some views. If you're going to put it 1,000 ways, make sure you got 1,000 ways on there. Somebody will bitch about it and get your shit taken down for lying.
Yeah. I was just thinking, I wonder if there is 1,000 ways.
Did you see that when they were talking about the train up there, that at least 20 miles away, they knew that one of the wheels was shaking and jumping and sparking and fire coming out from under it where a bearing went out.
I did see that. There's video of it.
And then
Yeah,
somebody
it
said
started
it
in
was,
Salem, Ohio.
they said even further back, people were saying something about a wheel smoking and making noise.
You know, they got video of it in Salem,
Yep.
Ohio.
But see, the train wrecked, and then they set it on fire for safety reasons. All right, they made it worse.
Right. They were going to burn it off, right?
Yeah, and then I mean, right over a dual drain system.
They had to punch holes in it to burn it off. It's like, okay, it's contained.
Why didn't they get a truck full of sand? I know they have it, or salt. I mean, come on.
No, they would have had to dig up the whole ground there. They could get rid of more of it by burning it off, but really all they did was spread. But this is how they think, and they didn't think people were going to catch on. Because look at how many days before it was really reported.
Yep.
That just shows you how good they are at hiding things.
So
if they can hide something that good for almost a week in the United States, just think how long they keep things that happen overseas from you.
Right.
And arresting actual news reporters trying to report news.
That's what I was getting ready to say. This media is the major issue. I mean, they're keeping everybody either in the dark or they're controlling the narratives. This still has been going on for years. How is it the media is still allowed to do this? Why hasn't Space Force shot the satellites down?
Well, just like, people don't understand. Social media is the problem too.
Yep.
It is. It is. I know. But it's ridiculous how the mainstream, or if it comes from the mainstream media, I automatically assume it's bullshit now. Right?
Not only do you have the truths, you have the mistruths, the exaggerations, and the false shit.
But even though the government was calling it a Chinese balloon, the media was calling it a Chinese balloon, the people on social media that said, I don't believe any of them two, were calling it a Chinese balloon.
Exactly. They spin stuff. They create stuff. They've been caught so many times now. Why would I believe them?
But
Why would
now
I
social media is one of their outlets where they'll just, someone in their campaigns or whatever it is, they throw it on social media and people in social media run with it. Hell, social media is probably 10 times worse than the regular media.
That one reporter they showed they threw on the ground and stuff. I heard him talking on another thing. I should have saved that video, but he said, "Well, what would happen?" He goes, "Well, they come up to me, want to know what I was going to report." And he said, "Well, I'm going to tell them the truth and see and show them what's going on." They're like, "No, you're going to tell them this." And they took his clipboard thing, his notepad, and handed him basically a script. And he wasn't going to do that, and he wouldn't have none of it, and they ended up arresting him.
How many people know that the Nuremberg trials were held by the CIA?
Huh.
Yeah, so they could choice pick who they wanted to use and bring them here.
Oh, that's where John Ford and them made the video for the prosecution. It was all staged.
A lot of those guys ended up in NASA.
Oh, that was Operation Paperclip.
Yeah.
No, but what painted the narrative for the Nuremberg trials was done by a lie, by the movie companies. It's crazy. I just put up a video about that. Between 1941 and 1947, the CIA changed their name 5 times. Now, why would you change your name 5 times in 6 years?
Damn.
They did something stupid and got pointed out.
What did you do?
Wasn't it originally the Office of Secret Services or something?
Strategic Services. That was the second thing they called it. There was, I'll go look just a second. I'll give you the 5 names. I don't remember right off.
The OSS is the one I was remembering.
Yeah, that's Strategic Services. I'll get it here.
Yeah, Carl, that's why I left that under my name for my little icon in here.
What's to say? I was looking at the chat.
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. It's been under my name for a while.
Oh, yeah.
That's an answer to a lot of the shit.
All right. In 1941, it was known as the Office of Coordinator of Information. 1942, the Office of Strategic Services. 1945, Strategic Services Unit, Central Intelligence Group. And then it became the Central Intelligence Agency in 1947.
Huh.
And they were kind of self-proclaimed started, weren't they?
Yeah. Well, it's no different than the Department of Defense used to be called the War Department, because that's what they are. They're a war. But right after World War II, they changed it, and they used it to go into countries and, kill innocent people ever since World War II. It was underneath defense. And American people allowed them to do it. So it's been bred into us. I mean, some of us that are, old like me, I grew up into it. I was born into it.
Well, those agencies were not training people to be nice to people. Those, I think people kind of forget what those agencies really did and really trained people to do. You know, they could undermine countries. They've taken down countries. They've filled with people's selections all over the planet for decades. That, you know, that was their specialties. You know, how to eliminate problems, how to create problems, how to start things.
Yep.
Yeah, like the war on drugs. That was it. Let's bring it to Arkansas. That's even the hub. They still ain't found all that money that pilot buried on that land.
There's a whole bunch of 3-letter agencies. There's not just a few. There's a bunch of them.
Paramount Plus put out a movie called Rabbit Hole.
Yeah.
No, that's one I haven't seen. Weirdly enough, seems like I would have heard of that one.
Yeah, they're just now
It's
advertising.
a new bullshit series. Probably something else. That one of these
What's
libtard
that guy's
programming going to go after people.
Kiefer Sutherland's in it. That boy plays some diverse characters.
Trust the government. They're here to help.
Yeah.
I mean, people think this country just went bad in the last couple of years, but research the Rhine River concentration camps that Eisenhower had installed on the Rhine River, where he killed millions and millions of people in open air prisons because they didn't have no shelter, they didn't have no food, they didn't have no bathrooms. They held them alongside the river.
Yeah, kept them in cow pens like things.
Yeah. Through all kinds of weather.
I've seen videos on some of that shit and pictures. It looked like half of them were naked. And
Good night, Meat Puppet.
What's up, Meat Puppet?
See you, Meat.
I didn't even know he was here.
No, me neither. First I've seen him. Hello, goodbye.
Take it easy, Ragnar.
Good night, Ragnar Adventures. Operation Trust. Think of that every day now.
On steroids, though.
Yeah, they're leading us around like they're right behind us, throwing soap over on the ground in front of us. It's like, oops, you dropped the soap. They want you to spend so much time picking that soap up, they don't even drop a bar, they drop a handful of powder.
Liquid soap, huh? Try to pick that up.
Yeah.
I was really kind of expecting some more mass shootings or train wrecks or something like repetitively.
There was
If
another
this
one.
keeps going on like that, it has to be in some kind of activation.
There was another
I
one.
would think-
Mississippi had one in the mall today.
6 dead. Oh, and
I mean,
Biden said his words. We're coming after your guns.
Yeah.
Because one dumb psychopath.
Yeah, we
There's
need
a
you.
lot of new conspiracy theories about mind control too. You know, it kind of makes them look realer all the time.
Yeah, it does.
They can't say we're coming after your pew-pews because of the train wreck.
I remember watching that shit in school back in the 80s. People were doing them experiments in the 60s and 70s with them kids. Our teachers would show us shit like that.
It was in the 1950s that the agencies were giving LSD to their own people that just seemed to fly out of high-rise windows and die.
Yeah, that was Timothy Leary stuff that the military was doing.
They say there was a lady in the 80s that was saying there was a drug that they used that was 100 times worse than LSD. And I can't remember the name of the drug though now.
Yeah, it's fucked a lot of people up. You remember how they'd have tests on stuff, and then next thing you know, they're talking about so many different asylums were overloaded with people. And
right.
Are you talking about DMT?
It might have been. I can't remember what it was though. My brain gets overloaded sometimes. It takes me a while sometimes to sleep on it, and things will come back.
Well, that's because the more you add, the more that falls out. You know,
Right.
It's one of those deals.
Yep. That's why I document everything.
Well, and always remember that an expert has forgotten more than a beginner even knows.
Yep. As my old man used to say, he'd mess with me all the time when I'd say something stupid. He goes, "You know, boy, I've forgotten more than you know."
It sounds
That's
good.
probably
too,
the
doesn't it?
truth.
He goes, "The good thing about forgetting shit, you think about it long enough, you'll remember it."
When you least need it.
Yeah.
When it wakes you up in your sleep. Yep.
I'm trying to remember one of the military exercises they did somewhere. It was in the late 60s, early 70s, and they were using fucking LSD on them, and a bunch of the fucking guys killed each other under friendly fire. You remember that?
The Montauk incident.
Yeah.
Yep.
I couldn't remember the name of it.
I think that's the one we learned about.
And that's Leary got fired finally, or they said he did. But
Yeah, he's probably right up Bill Gates' back door.
Skinbird, who you asking? You talking about the Montauk incident, or?
I guess it's Mauntak. Montauk. I forget how to spell it.
I think it's CH, ain't it?
Might be. It might be.
OCH.
Your search may pull up a predictive. Let me look, see how it spells out. Montauk Projects, MONTAUK.
Okay, yeah. We're both right.
We're both wrong, man. We're both wrong.
And I spelled it even more screwed up. I spelled it MAUNTACK.
All three of us were right then.
Yeah. We just had the numbers in the wrong place, or the letter.
Yeah, I just had to put it together.
Well, we covered between the three of us, we covered the alphabet pretty well.
Stranger Things true story is based on a mind-blowing CIA experiment. In real life, the MK project was created by the C in 1953 with the aim of developing a mind control technique that could give American the advantage against a Russian in the Cold. Yes, really. Some details were later revealed in D-Class C documents. Yeah, they got the incident at Montauk. I guess that's a video on it.
Well, the thing is there's a lot of official, realistic looking documentation that has come out to back up a lot of this stuff. You know, like MK Ultra. There's acknowledgement that it existed, and it was because of a competition. They literally started like, hey, the Russians are working on a mind control thing. We better do it too, and that's what happened.
So if you get a phone call that says the purple unicorn flies a green airplane, and then you don't remember nothing for a week, something happened.
Just hope your butt doesn't hurt for some reason you don't know why.
Why your jaws sore?
I remember a guy
I
in the early
didn't really look. I really didn't think people were that easy to hypnotize until like 7 years, 6, 7 years ago. I mean, we can literally see how easily people are led now.
Yeah.
And they don't even realize it. That's
Yeah, you can have 10,000 people tell you, no, don't do this. But if one stupid TV channel plays it on their news, since it's on the news and millions of people can see it, it's got to be true. So don't listen to these doctor guys over here or these scientists over here, these people that, even though there's all these agreeing together, this crazy, stupid reporter, I guess the best way to put it, said that it happened this way, so it's got to be true because they wouldn't lie to people.
You mean like the fact checkers that were found out to be Clinton donors and
yeah.
Oh, that's not biased at all. I'm sure they were giving both sides a fair shake.
I noticed you put out that list, but there wasn't a Clinton name on that list.
Not on that one. Then supposedly it was another list that has 190 more names. I didn't get it yet.
What's up, Brew?
Hey, Brew.
Like I said earlier, just call me Mr. Suspicious. I might really even change my name to that because I've grown suspicious of a lot of things. There's not other than God, I don't have faith in a lot of things.
Yeah, I've told everybody, all y'all, for more than a year now that I don't even trust a fart.
You always do say that. You must have learned a hard lesson for that always to be right there, ready, Chuck.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people. You say, "Damn, I don't know. I want to see what some fucked up shit Chuck's gonna say today."
Right. I used to really like the ones like, that's how messed up, Chuck. How messed up is that? You'd say something like, "Oh, that's as messed up as a football bat."
I had about 10 or so of them. I'd say differently. It's like messed up as 3 blind transgenders at a fish market. They're probably like scratching their head. What's that mean?
Don't you hate it when you look away from chat, you say some stuff, then you look back at chat and somebody's agreeing with you or saying your name. Right now, Al Bundy's going, "I'm with you, Carl," but I don't even know what he's referring to now because it's already gone.
Yep, question everything, respond to everything.
That's probably what it was. Yep, that's probably what it was. Suspicion.
You know, like Bonnie tells a lot of times, she goes, I love the way you put things. I just can't put them that way.
You're adding your unique perspective to it.
Yeah, and verbiage. Hey, Sour D. There you go, George. Ain't seen him in a while.
Sour D.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit on that.
Hell, let me look back through some of my shit, see if I have anything else. Wow.
What do you got?
It's just something stupid, but I'll put it up there.
I like things stupid. Hell, I see it every day. I look in the mirror, it's stupid.
Damn, George.
Here y'all go. Well, yeah, there, it finally loaded.
Husbands, always carry a picture of your wife with you. That way, when you're having a bad day, you can just look at the picture and think, if I can handle her, I can handle anything.
That's fucked up.
See, I told you it was stupid. It's funny, but it's stupid. See, George, I told you it was stupid.
Yeah, that's fine. Like I said, I see him every day in the mirror.
Sometimes the mirror, actually, you can see through it. You ain't looking back. You're looking what's before you, and it's kind of like your own little Project Looking Glass.
Yeah, there you go. That's how I look inside myself.
I really only got a signal mirror. Is the only mirror I got. I use it to shave. When I needed to shave, I use that. But I don't really use a mirror that much. Maybe on the truck, you know, but I don't need one of them. I don't. I can actually shave without a mirror. It's just a little easier with a mirror.
Right.
You can look in a mirror every day of your life and not see yourself as others see you. You'll never know. So this is getting kind of boring, guys. You're quiet. Chat
Now-
seems to slow down.
I was looking to see if I could find any new shit that I grabbed, and I can't find nothing. Yeah, I guess I'll close it out. Y'all hell been there 2 hours. Y'all are slowing down, and I don't know if anybody else is out, but appreciate y'all showing up. Y'all have a good night. Much love.
Become the beast.
Everybody.
Become the beast.
Yep. Watch your six and make sure you got somebody on your six. Try to spread it. Tell people to have things to cover their ass. Y'all have a blessed night, and we'll talk to y'all later.
All right.
Eat more chicken.
Or eat more cock, one of the two, huh?